Hi everyone, my name is Fabian Williams. I'm a Microsoft MVP for Visual Studio Development Technologies, and I am going to show you or walk you through a series of how to get your environment set up for Azure Machine Learning, as you can clearly see on the screen. The backstory behind that is a few weeks ago, I had some issues with my USB-C ports on my MacBook Pro, which is what I'm going to be using obviously as my environment here, since I'm speaking about it already. And in the end, the Apple replaced the logic board, which in essence wiped my machine. So I went through the process, or I'm going through the process of reinstalling stuff back on there. And when I did my install of a proper DevRig for Azure Machine Learning, I went through a bunch of videos, a bunch of guidances, install, reinstall, and a bunch of tweaks to get it right. So I'm trying to document it for my own purposes here, but also for the benefit of others. And I'm going to try and do it iteratively. So if I do stumble along the way, I'll try and record that, not bore you to death with that, but capture as much information to make your experience a lot easier. And in the end, we should have an environment set up where we can work locally with Azure Machine Learning using Python, and also communicate in the Azure environment, connecting your Jupyter notebook into the environment, so to give you the option to work both remote and local. Where I am right now, Andrew Connell, an MVP for the Office Server and Services, a good mate of mine, has an excellent blog post and GitHub repo that walks you through how to configure your MacBook DevRig, setup, and he uses Homebrew, so that's a great starting point for people. So just to let you know that I use that to get to the point where I'm at right now, and one of the things that he does, he uses iTerm rather than Terminal. I've modified mine some in terms of just the packages that I've installed for the fonts and for the themes. You can research that on your own, certainly. But just to let you know, I also use Homebrew and Brewcask as a package manager. So the first thing I'm going to do here is check the Python version, because Python-version, because Python does come installed with Mac, but it is not going to be the version you want. So there's two distros, right? There's the 2.7 and the 3.7 plus. So this is not the one I want. So I'm going to do brew, search Python 3, and this should basically let me know what's out there by searching. There it is. So there we are, Python 3. There we go. So I want to do brew install Python 3. One of the things to mention here as well is that you need to ensure, and I'm not sure if it's going to throw up on me here. There we go. Actually, so I did not. So you have to make sure that your Xcode is installed and up to date, and the command line tools are there. Otherwise, it's going to bark at you. Not too much to fix, but something just to be mindful of. As this is going along as well, because this is a video I'm recording right now, I don't know how long things are going to take. You're definitely going to need a fast internet connection for this. But if mine is not too speedy, I will speed this up hopefully in the post edit. All right, so what does it say here? If you packet packages pip3, that's all good and stuff. Let's go ahead and say Python 3-f version and see what we have here. So we have 3.73. All right, so that's let's go ahead and actually do something else. Let's go ahead and say brew update. Make sure that we have the most current version already up to date. That's good. And we're going to do brew upgrade Python 3. And this, if it's not the most latest version, will give us the most latest version. All right. Python 3. 3.7.5 is installed. Why does it say that? Python 3. Oh, py. Python version 2.7.6 with a regular Python. Python 3. All right. So that's interesting. It says 3.75 is already installed, but this right here. So, and listen, 3.7.3 is what I need. So I am going to just check that in the inbox as a win. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to install Anaconda. And just so that you can know what I'm working with here, I'm going to move this over here to show it to you. All right. I guess I can snap it into there. So Anaconda is a distribution that's used for Python, especially around data science, which of course Azure Machine Learning is all around data science. As I'm on a Mac, I'm going to be using this. I don't want to install the GUI version, but if this does bark at me, I will go back to that. So far what I've done, let's go ahead and actually open up, let's click on this, sorry, and open up another. Let's open up a new window just to keep it clean. So if I come here, cd, ls, cd, there it is, bits. So if I do ls inside here, you can see I already pulled down the command line version of it. I already downloaded it, so I don't need to do it again. But what I'm going to do is I am going to, if you look at the installer for it, so let's snap this here, it'll tell you that you should basically verify the hash. So I'm going to come inside here and basically do sha sum 256, and I'm going to pull this inside here. So I want to be typing all of that in there. So I'm going to open up a Finder window over here, Finder, and I am going to go to bits. Bits folder, and I'm just going to pull that inside here. So we'll grab the path. There it is. All right, and then I'm going to go ahead and do this, and I am going to just expand this a little bit and verify that this right here is accurate. All right, which I'm going to do over here. All right. And it does look accurate. So that's working fine. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to install this guy here. So following the instructions as provided, I'm going to say, I should have done this already. Let's go back and do iTerm again. Sorry, Finder, my bits, and right here. All right, so press enter to continue. So you gotta read through all of this. Probably was a nice switch to actually not do this, but I did not do that. And this may be something I'll post edit. All right. Yes or no? So answer yes. All right. And it's going to put it there. You know, I should screen grab this because sometimes they like to talk about the path, and I want to make sure that I get the path correct later on if it modifies my my distribution. So I'm going to say enter. This over here. Say enter. Oh, maybe I need to press enter. So there. All right. Okay. So with that done, we should didn't ask us about that. If you enter now, conda init. Because I haven't created my environment. So conda create and let's do something first. Python 3 version. Gotta paste the spell. Python 3 version. Okay, 373. So conda create -n. Well, let's create a directory first. Let me do this first. So ls mp. I'm going to say my Python env. Okay, ends plural. cd my Python ends, and then I'm going to say now conda create. Let's make it a little bit wider. Conda create -n. Call this fabs. Let's keep lowercase now. Fabs py-env alpha. Right, and then py Python equals 3.7.3. Why does it do that? Okay, so conda is not set up properly. I wonder if it's just not in the path. Okay, so we did talk about path before, which is why this is always so dodgy. Let me go to this and see where I was before. So open editor. Okay. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do code, and then do dot zshrc. Alright. There we go. Alright. So we know conda is working, so I needed to modify the path. Alright, good stuff. Alright, so now let's go ahead. And if you want to see what I did, here it is real quickly. I did an export path, and I basically provided it the location to where Anaconda was. Okay, so now we need to create that environment. So ls, where are we again? So cd my py asterisk, get me there, and then I want to say ls, and I want to say my Python environments. Did I create my Python environment? So the mkd, no, that's fine. I'm going to say conda create -n my env, fabs py env alpha, and then pytjoin equals 3.7.3, which we saw before. There we go. Alright, proceed. Looks all good. Pip Python SQLite setup packages. So it's going to have wheel, which is good. It doesn't have pandas nor numpy nor matplotlib, but I guess it doesn't need all of that already. So we're going to do this, and then we're going to install some packages afterwards. Alright. Okay, so it says here to activate it, use conda activate. So that's probably going to bark at me. I know this usually barked at me the last time because it didn't have the init. So let's do it. Conda activate fabs. I just copy this, okay, to make sure I don't mess it up. I guess you can't copy, can't you? Oh, that's interesting. Come on. Anyway, let's type it out. Alright, so it says here shell conda activate. So it needs to initialize it, which there we go. So we need to go back and do that. So conda init and then seen that before somewhere. The shell name is ZSH, but let me make sure I remember how to do that properly. And I'm going to pause. Alright, so what I did here was just do conda init and then ZSH because it told me up here, and it came no change, no change, no change, and modified this guy right here that says I need to close and reopen my shell. So I'm just going to close out iterm completely and then come back into iterm again. Alright, so where we were before that is to manage the environment. So ls cd imply in cd ls. Alright, so conda activate. I wonder if it's already inside there. Let's see. There it is. Alright, so work this time. Now it should have actually changed my prompts, but it didn't. There's a way to see what the environments are. Like you can list your environments. Give me a second, let me figure out how to do that. So on the list environments, probably something pretty easy, but there's a conda cheat sheet here. Conda info, conda env list, there it is. So conda env list, and this should probably give me, there it is. So it's actually on this one. So this asterisk means that it is actually in the proper environment, which is cool, which is what we want. So the base environment is up here, but I already have this environment down here now, which is the one that I created, which is awesome. All right, so now that we have that, what we need to do now is install the kernel inside here so that the Jupyter Notebooks will work. So conda install, and we will do, let's see here. I know that I had a gotcha here somewhere before. So I needed to do conda install. Yeah, let's upgrade. That's pip. Okay. Conda install notebook kernel. Alright. And so this now drops in. What does it drop in? It drops in these packages. Just checking them. It install. Oh, that's pandoc. It's not pandas. Okay, so do Y. Alright, that's good. And we'll say IPython kernel install user, and this creates the kernel. There it is, so Python 3 is installed. Okay, and now we're going to install a couple more packages. So we'll use pip install. And we want to install the Azure Machine Learning SDK, Azure ML-SDK, and we want to install the SDK to support Jupyter Notebooks, and we also want to install AutoML. AutoML is cool if you don't want to go through your own algorithms for the training. You can actually use AutoML, which will actually use a bunch of different either what do you call it again, predictive or classification algorithms off the bat. Notebooks and AutoML. And I believe because I'm using ZSH, I need to do this. I need to do an escape character. So I need to escape character that, otherwise it would bark at me. Nope. What did I do wrong here? Let's see. Azure ML, SDK. I tell you what, let's take this away and see what happens. Sorry, ML. Take this away and see if it's going to bark at me. Did the last time. Alright, so let's just do it one at a time. Alright, so this is that iterative stuff I talked about before. Sometimes they just don't like. You look at that, it works now. So may have not liked the comma. Then I'll do AutoML afterwards. Sometimes it's not worth the fight. Give the computer the win and move forward. All right, so same thing again. I'm going to do Azure ML. So AutoML. Is that what I did the last time? Maybe I goofed the last time on that. Maybe that's what I did. I'll probably catch it in post edit. But you can see I definitely needed the escape character, so maybe I did do a typo. That stands to reason. Now, oftentimes, what you'll find as well is that these packages may need to be upgraded. So I'm actually going to do an upgrade on them using pip just to make sure that it is the latest version. All right. Started doing some of that here. You can probably see that it's trying to install additional packages and uninstall and reinstall. So actually, let's do this on pip install and do upgrade, and we'll do Azure ML -SDK, and then we'll do an escape character, and then we'll do notebooks, and an escape character. That doesn't look good. Let's see. Back one. There we go. And the same thing for AutoML. Alright, so that's all good to go. Alright, so let's actually pip install, and then we will do a couple more libraries. So we'll do -y, we'll do matplotlib, We'll do pandas, we'll do numpy, we'll do QDM, and we'll do SCI kit learn. I thought that would work. It did not work. Let's see. Pip install. Okay. Yeah, I did wrong. Okay. Ah, conda. Install. -y. Matplotlib. Pandas. Numpy. TQD. And okay. Scikit-learn, Jesus, it's right there in front of me. All right, good to go. So this is just installing a bunch more packages, and these packages are used for machine learning. Scikit-learn is really cool. You can do a Google search on that one, but that provides you a bunch of different data sets. And NumPy and pandas are just ways to do mathematics and also data sets in terms of like similar to what Excel does. And then Matplotlib gives you graphs. All right. So with this done, you should be able to just call Jupyter Notebooks now. Let's see here. JP. What? Sorry, yeah, Jupyter Notebook. This will open up a new browser, which it did. Let's move it over here. And there we go. So we're literally ready to be working with Python. So if we come over here now, nothing is running. If I come new and do Python 3, then this kickstarts. There we go. Kickstarts a Python environment. And we have a kernel that's running. And we can shut it down. And for giggle's sake, I guess what we could do, I'm just tapping around. I do have some stuff on my own GitHub here where I've worked on some of the stuff before. There we go. We can do import Azure ML core and print, and then say Azure ML.core version, and then click around here, and so we know this is actually working 1.0.7.2. All right, so it's a great place to stop. I'm going to stop here and do a little bit of cleanup, and then I'm going to come back in and show you how to make a connection to Microsoft Azure.